Do you know of any drug dealers, major drug dealers, who ended up not getting caught?
I'm sure some. Yeah, I
know.
know.
Personally, I don't want you to name any names, but do you personally know?
I know a couple, yes.
You knew a couple.
They never went to prison.
Never went to prison.
Never went to prison.
And how did they not go to prison?
Well, they got satisfied. They quit.
Let's go. What's happening, man?
You already know,
West Coast
man.
country boy, man. Your kinfolk, Uncle Fleetwood himself. I'm honored, man, to be back in my city, San Francisco, through God's grace and His mercy. Just landed, I think 15 minutes ago, right here at KPOO. Y'all see the sign, 89.5 FM, KPOO, one of the original black radio stations. Gave a lot of people a start. I got an interview right quick with a great brother. Give Life, Save Life is the name of his radio show, Keith Crawford. Shout out to Keith and his whole team for having me, man. I'm gonna go in here and knock this interview out, man. Got my cameraman Lynn with me, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm home, man. You know, it's foggy. This is what I love, man. This is my city, this is the sidewalk. Taught me how to hustle, baby. Fleetwood, man. I rep this here, man. SF all day, 4155 with a dime. Zephaniah dad, I'm talking about. Okay, man. Give me a hug. So you already met, you talked to Keith?
Oh yeah. History, man, history.
Yes, sir.
We spoke on behalf of you as you were in Phoenix at the Black History Month program with Baby.
Okay.
At the Baby Library.
Wow.
You remember that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You was the keynote speaker.
Yeah. And then it goes back when she came to KPOO with her sister. And I spoke at their church.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll continue.
Yes, sir.
We'll continue.
Yes, sir.
Brother, good seeing you, brother.
Man, good to see you.
Good seeing you, brother.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you. A lot of time has passed.
Yeah.
But a lot of history under our belt.
Man, we still pushing, baby. We still pushing, we making progress.
But you know what, Zephaniah, that's gonna be the one right there. Yeah. That's gonna get the body.
It helped me realize that I needed to highlight that a man needs to honor a woman no matter what has happened. And my philosophy is one day of miscommunication with her could be the biggest day in my daughter's life. Absolutely. And I don't even know if I'd have had that understanding, we'd have still been together. By me and her separating, I had to learn to grow and mature as a man.
Absolutely.
And understand this is my prized possession. This is my miracle, this is my reason, my gift, my purpose right here. You know, so honor the woman who had my child, because she could have died. Women died during them 9 months. So no matter what, if she cheated on me, snitched on me, whatever, it don't matter. Thank you for bringing my blessing to her.
She brought life.
Yeah, she brought life.
She brought life.
I'm a tree and now I got a branch.
Yeah.
Now I got a reason to get up and go to work when I'm tired.
You have to do with that branch, continue watering it.
No doubt.
Continue watering that branch.
No doubt.
No matter how far that root is.
Yes, sir.
Which is the woman.
Yes, sir.
Who's the second gift of life.
Yes, sir.
Because she gives life.
Yes, sir.
You still water that root.
Yes, sir. I'm
because
learning.
No matter how far that tree is, that root is still down here.
No doubt.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. And you know, I have brothers like you on speed dial. Like this sister right here, Trina. Trina, let them know what you do. Your poor.
Oh, he already knows.
Okay.
He already know.
You know what I'm
saying? He already know what it is.
So I got a lot of sisters on speed dial. You know, aunties and elders, because don't know instructions come with being a father.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't mind asking questions. I don't mind. The only question that is stupid to me is the one I don't ask.
Right.
So that's what I'm on.
And, you know,
with this
we were brought up in. I know I was brought up in a generation where my father was present.
Right.
In the ways of providing for us materially. But he wasn't present in the way of showing me the right guidance.
Right.
This is how you treat a woman. This is how you love a woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had to go out with trial and error.
Right.
As far as being in a relationship, because I modeled after my father.
No doubt.
Unfortunately, I said some things that my father said to my mother.
Right.
But at the same time, I had to grow out of that. Now I have seeds of my own.
Right.
As I share with my son, is visit him in Portland this past weekend. I said, one thing I always want to pour into you, my job as the teacher is to teach the student to be better than the teacher.
No doubt.
You be better than me.
No doubt.
In more ways than one.
Well, the main thing I want to give is my mistakes. I know she's going to make some, but I want to give her all my mistakes, man. You know, I think that's very important that I give her my mistakes and that my daughter measures a man by... What's up, Jake? Hey, look here, man. This guy right here, This is JJ.
You said he wasn't coming.
Hey, he was hiding from me. He knew I was gonna be at this time, man.
I'm just getting back in 2 weeks.
This is the guy. This is JJ. This is the program director of KPOO. No, he has given so many people a platform on the radio. Gave me my first radio show. And gonna put me back on the air in November. Fleetwood Report is coming soon. Jay, just give him a quick little rundown of I know you're busy, of KPOO radio station and how long it's been in existence.
Have we done this before?
No. So,
He knows this business.
was KPOO the first black radio station in the United States?
What? Of course not.
Of course not. So, I mean, how long KPOO been in existence, Jay?
KPOO has been around since June of 1973.
1973.
Of course, the first black station started in the South.
Okay.
KPOO was like the first non-commercial radio station, non-black commercial radio station on the West Coast.
Okay.
But
Now, if you could describe KPOO in one word, what would it be, Jay? First of all, how long you been working here and everything? How long you been involved with KPOO?
I've been around KPOO since 1978. 1978. That's been a while. I can't count it with the wrong schools.
Okay.
But yeah, since 78. You know, KPO, I didn't used to like to use this word too much, but it's, you know, it's community radio station.
Right.
It's you know, we give voices to people who don't have a say so out, you know, can't go to other radio stations.
Right.
First, even to be for music, a lot of people can't even get their songs played on the radio.
Yeah, you started a lot of people from Carlos Santana to Shock G, Too Short, JT the Bigger Figure, San Quinn, En Vogue, there's Whispers, the list goes on. They all started right here. Am I right or wrong, Jay?
Yes, you don't even need me for this.
No, I mean, but you put the frosting on the cake, though, man. You know, we love you, though, man. We really appreciate what you do for us, man, in this community, man.
Yeah, man,
and for artists like me, man, I just want to say I thank you, man. I love you, man.
No problem, brother. You same here, brother.
You know, I've been in Arizona. Can you tell I'm getting a little light skinned?
I thought you were almost white there.
You know what's going on? Yes, sir. So, hey, this is Fleetwood, man, a.k.a. man, Zephaniah, daddy, the West Coast country boy, your kinfolk, man. You know, I'm fresh in the city, just got off the airplane, man, at KPOO 89.5 FM, San Francisco, California, baby. I'm finna go in here and do my thing, give life, save life with Keith Crawford. Y'all just seen the host. That was JJ, the program director, man. You see why I love my city. You see why I'm shaped and molded as I am, because the surroundings, the environment, the culture, man, you just witness a little bit of it. You know what I'm talking about? So, man, y'all stay tuned, man. I'll be right back at y'all, man. I said it like that. Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Well,
go ahead, brother.
Basically, M3 is a non-profit organization, and our mission is to make our communities healthier and safer by addressing the issue of mass incarceration, by working with men who have a desire to want to change their life, by providing mentorship, other auxiliary services that men may need in terms of vocation, education, housing, employment. And we go inside the jails to actually start the relationship and continue that relationship and that easy transition for them once they leave incarceration. We have support groups, we have a Cisco Academy basic essential class for computer literacy, as well as the basic foundation for the introduction to computer science. We have a mindness group. We also have a domestic violence program. And we have a lot of auxiliary agencies that we affiliate with for referrals and sources of needs for people who are coming in and out of jail.
All right. Thank you, brother.
KPOO.com. Welcome to Give Life, Save Life Radio with Brother Keith. The sounds of Carl Stanley back in London, England. I'm glad to be back in the pilot seat. It's been like 2 weeks, and I'm so glad to be back. Hello, San Francisco. How you guys doing? And of course, Brother Keith live here every Thursday on Give Life, Save Life Radio, KPOO.com. I definitely have to give a shout out to the city of Elk Grove, California, where they hosted the Give Life, Save Life Black and White Ball. And it was definitely a ball. I was able to share our stories. They embraced me. And we got a couple of people that's listening up there. We want to say hello to Glennis Shepherd and, of course, Princess. They're listening to KPOO.com. But I just have to just reflect back as we were sharing our story. And, of course, all the people engaged and listening to how we started Give Life, Save Life. And I just want to give a shout out to these sisters right here in particular, two different individuals, by the way. So one sister came up to me, she said, brother, I really appreciate your story and everything. I just recently received a pacemaker.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. I just pointed one finger up in the air and said, okay, God, you do what you do. Another sister, minutes later, she rolled up to me. She said, I was listening to, as you were rolling those statistics around how many black people are registered as far as organ donors. And the number's really low, by the way. But on the flip side, over 40% of black people right now is in need of an organ. And that organ is a kidney. And the sister said, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I just received my kidney a month ago. And again, like I said, I just had to pause right there and just share with the audience. I said, this is not staged, but God is opening up the stage right now as far as awareness and saving lives. So I want to applaud those two sisters. They up in Elk Grove, California, listening to Give Life, Save Life Radio with Brother Keith. And of course, special thanks to Fundamental Entertainment. They were so gracious to us, and of course they rolled out the red carpet, they fed us, and it was a great, great, great cause, and of course we're going to continue saving lives throughout the nation, by the way. Also, I just got back from Portland, Oregon. We got a couple of people that are listening to KPOO.com up there. Thank you so much, Eugene, Oregon, for tuning in to Give Life, Save Life. And of course, I was able to visit my son, go to the campus, and check out his apartment and everything. It was 80 degrees up there, believe it or not. So we brought that beautiful weather from the Bay up there to Portland, Oregon. So I'm so glad to be back in the city. And thank you so much for all the emails and the texts and, of course, the phone calls. Thank you so much. As we're approaching the first Thursday in October, we come across Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and of course I was able to meet some incredible people during my journey in the past 2 weeks. And we have a sister by the name of Angie that will be sharing her personal story as far as being a breast cancer survivor. So stay tuned for that. Also, back in the house is Dr. Brandy Wright. She has some information for us this afternoon. And you know, of course, we lost a lot of people due to this cancer. It's called pancreatic cancer. And of course, Dr. Wright, she'll be sharing some information with us this afternoon about the signs to pay attention to, and prevention, and of course, aftercare in dealing with pancreatic cancer. Also, for the record, I was able to check out this documentary. And if you guys get a chance, make sure you go see it. Michael Moore's at his finest. It's called Fahrenheit 11/9. Go check it out, and you'll be appalled and just surprised on some of the things that our 44th president did as far as the Flint, Michigan water crisis. Check it out. Also, I got a chance to see on Netflix the other night. It was a YouTube, no, I'm sorry, take that back. Netflix documentary. And it was about the story of Quincy Jones, songwriter, composer, arranger, filmmaker, the whole 9 yards. Get a chance, check it out. And it's no coincidence that I'm talking about filmmakers and actors, rap artists, motivational speakers. I got a chance to meet this brother about 9 years ago, and it was through a referral. This was way before Give Life, Save Life Radio, Brother Keith, and brother was on the phone in a real strong voice. My name is Fleetwood, and I'm coming out with this book, and I think you brother might like it. I need somebody to do my promotions for me. And of course, it turned out to be one of the best nationwide books throughout the nation. And it was called Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me. And from that point on, the brother just skyrocketed and came out with a second and third book. Then he just dove into making some documentaries and, of course, highlighting the Climate's girls high school basketball team over in Oakland. The brother's doing some incredible work. Then he also came up with the Cotton Pickers. I was honored to be part of that project over in Bayview Hunters Point Library last year. He was in his travels to Phoenix, Arizona, and the brother still lives in Phoenix. We're going to talk more about that. We got black people in Phoenix. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But without further ado, he's coming up with his third documentary, and of course, it's dedicated to his baby girl. And the brother's still dropping seeds and making babies, but that's okay because he's still a father. Okay, coming to the microphone from me to you, Robert Bowden, but also known as Fleetwood. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Give Life, Save Life Radio, brother. But not only that, welcome back to KPOO.
Man, it feels good to be home. Ain't no place like home. San Francisco has taught me so much, how to survive, how to push, how to appreciate myself, how to maximize my gift. You know, this station right here gave me my first radio show. You have several times allowed me to come on your show and, you know, highlight what I was able to do at the time through God's grace and His mercy. So I definitely appreciate you. And it's always a pleasure to be in your presence. You're a strong spirit. You know, you always showed me nothing but tough love and real love and guidance, you know. And I appreciate you, my brother. Give life, save life.
All praises due. So let's jump right into it.
Yes, sir.
As we see these different documentaries that are being released and dropped in different places, do you get a chance, even as a filmmaker, do you get a chance to take a look at other documentaries that are being shown these days?
Well, what I do, I definitely watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of documentaries on TV, and I watch a lot of TV shows that spark my imagination and keep me on the edge of my seat. I love Queen Sugar, Greenleaf, Have Nots, you know, stuff like that. My pen bleed heavy. I've been a storyteller since I was 6 years old. You know, my pen bleed real heavy. It's my gift that I was given. It's my way of expressing my pain and my joy. So I was able at a young age to make people see what I was saying. And that's all I'm doing. I'm taking my pen and let it bleed and write a synopsis, but I make people see my synopsis. I turn my penmanship into a visual.
Yeah.
You know, so I do watch the greats, and I just try to see what they doing, but carve my own path. You know, and it's very important to me that anything I do contribute to the liberation of my people and to humanity. You know, honestly, when I did the Cotton Pickers, it was painful, it was hurtful to go back and see what my people had went through, you know what I'm saying, and understand what they still going through because of that time. And it was a dark time, so it kept me in a dark space, you know. But this project about my daughter, Zephaniah, it's light, and I'm happy, and it feels good, and I'm still contributing to the liberation of my people.
So Fleetwood, you talk about the greats, so
yes,
line us up with some of your greatest inspirations as far as film directors or playwrights.
Well, I can say Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson, also Ice Cube, you know. I can tell you some of my legendary films was Buck and the Preacher.
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah, Buck and the Preacher. The autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman, that moved me, you know. Spike Lee, of course, for having the courage to highlight our people and tell our story. You know, the brother Will Packer, he's doing some, you know, things. You know,
the list goes on.
Yeah, the list goes on. I can tell you some of the, you know, to be honest with you, it was more the heroes who directors highlighted. Muhammad Ali was my hero growing up. Julius Erving was my hero. Hank Aaron was my hero. You know, these were black men that I saw that was doing something with their gift and love their community with, you know, unapologetic. You know what I'm saying? So the people that highlighted their stories, I don't know who all they were, but when they told their stories and I was able to look at it as a child, it inspired me and encouraged me to carry on and made me feel like I was somebody.
So let's just jump back into when you talked about the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. That was a very painful autobiography to have read and looked at. And of course, Miss Harriet Tubman. But brother, you really touched and sparked a lot of fire in reinventing the Cotton Pickers as it revolves around slavery and everything. But you also did the music behind it.
Yes.
What inspired you to do the Cotton Pickers? And just share with the listeners just a little synopsis of what does the Cotton Pickers consist of.
Well, the Cotton Pickers was a story about a man, Bishop Henry Williams. He resides now in Oakland, and he had picked cotton for 18 years in Alabama. Never got paid. He was part of the con gang called sharecropping, where we were supposed to do the work and the plantation owner still owned the land, and at the end of the, you know, the season, we were supposed to split the money in half. But they always kept coming up with, we ain't covered the books yet, year after year. So I covered that because I wanted the youth to understand why people in California got cousins in Louisiana and Texas. why people in Detroit, Chicago, and Gary, Indiana got cousins in Mississippi and Alabama, why people in Philly, D.C., and New York, and those eastern states got cousins in North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida, and Georgia. This was the migration of our people when we got frustrated with sharecropping, the con game, you know. And I made this when it was an onslaught on black life and brown life. At the time, Mike Brown got killed, Sandra Bland. It was one after another, one after another, one after another. They were just killing us for no reason and getting away with it. You know, so people was in the street protesting. I was in the studio protesting, you know. And that was my way of trying to bring about some type of understanding of who we were and how to deal with the storm that was going on in our communities nationwide. I wanted to enlighten our people with, we've been through a lot, but they can't take us out. So that's why I wanted to reaffirm who we were. We come from hard-working people who never gave up or gave in. That's cotton pickers. I'd never be ashamed of being from cotton pickers. I'd never be ashamed of being black or loving my people. And that's what I wanted to instill into. That's what I wanted to instill into the youth. Because a lot of them don't know those stories. In my opinion, I think it's a disconnect with the elders and the youth.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, conversations used to be had at the breakfast and the dinner table, but a lot of our youth eat alone now because mom is trying to pay the bills or dad ain't around.
Speaking of dads not being around,
yes,
brother,
sir.
you have created a masterpiece. Again.
Good afternoon, and it's an honor. I just got chills, you know, just being in this room and knowing the genesis of KPOO. And I met a man with my granddaughter plays baseball for junior high school, and the guy, his granddaughter plays as well. And he was telling me, do you know Arnold Townsend? We hooked up together when they got this building, and they put KPOO together. So, and you know, Bobby Webb was my family. And just to sit here with Fleetwood, he called me this morning, talking about I just touched down, can we meet at KPOO? And I couldn't miss this opportunity.
Yeah.
And Keith, you've been doing a yeoman's job way back when you first started. So when he mentioned you, I said, I know, shoot, I know what's time it is. It's just a full circle. But the courageous thing is that we as men in our community are coming together.
Absolutely.
And we're not allowing them to piecemeal us. You know, we have to come together as a collective. And all of us got a part because there's work for everybody to do. It ain't about who's in charge, it's about what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I think this piece of the movement is necessary. And the one thing is, it's men of God that's coming together.
There it is. Not just men, but men of God.
Men of God who aren't afraid.
That's right.
Because he said, no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
That's it.
And every tongue that's going to rise up against us in judgment will be condemned.
There it is.
And our heritage is that if he's with us, who could be against us?
Who could possibly be against us?
So I'm just honored to be here representing Mentoring Men's Movement, but to support Brother Fleetwood and the fatherhood movement, that's the next movement.
That's it.
In my experience, I interviewed over 5,000 people in my 30 years in that criminal justice system. A lot of men had no fathers.
Yeah.
Just had a semblance of fathers. So we came together to represent fathers, to let young men know that you can't disconnect yourself from a father no matter how he was or what he didn't do.
And another thing is, you know, of course, we all have those stories about our father, be it, you know, if he was present or not present. You know, you still have to say, I had a father, or I have a father.
Amen.
Regardless, that father was always present. I can speak about my father. I'm sure you got personal stories about your father and your father as well as you, Fleetwood. But the most important thing, as generations go on, I think the most important key is to pour into the younger generation who does not have fathers.
Right.
Amen.
That does not have fathers, or even be a father figure to them.
No doubt.
Mentor them, take them out to the movies, support them at their ball games.
Right.
Because at least you're planting that seed, and the next person can come back and water that seed.
Wow.
I'm fortunate enough to have a son in my life that I'm showing the things, unfortunately, my father didn't show me. so he could, you know, escape or turn away or not really face the things that I faced growing up. Whatever it may be, good, bad, or different, I'm not going to call them bad. Because everything that my father poured into me, that was my choice as I got older, was to use those tools. Brother, when you first came into the station this afternoon, I already know the story, Fleetwood.
That's right.
But you're saying that branch, being that sister, the baby's mother, being that branch.
Yeah.
Regardless of the branch, you're the root.
Yes, sir.
And regardless of how far that branch is from the root is that foundation.
No doubt.
Talk to us more about Zephaniah, talk to us about the story, how it all began.
Well, right quick, first I just want to say thank you, M3, thank you, George. Big shout out to Dr. Jones and Floyd. These men were around me when I had an afro and I was in Bruno in 1986, and always encouraged me when I was lost. I never forget that.
Wow.
They have always been sponsors of my films. M3, make sure y'all check them out. Powerful men structure in the Bay Area, and this is how I stay sharp. I'm not smart, I just be around smart people and say what smart people say, you know what I'm saying? Because I keep myself around elders, you know. So I definitely want to take time to shout out Dr. Jones and Floyd. Y'all doing good work. Zephaniah, she didn't ask to come here, just like no child. That's right. So I owe my baby. I owe my baby to give her more options than I ever dreamed about having. I owe my baby to make sure she measures a man by how she see her daddy move. I owe my baby to honor her mother, no matter what me and her mother went through. I must honor her mother because her mama could have died having her. You know, even she snitched on me, she was in my best friend, all that don't matter. One day of miscommunicating with her mother could be the biggest day in my daughter's life, so I'm not going to never let that day happen. I don't care if I got to say I'm sorry, apologize, whatever. That don't make me less of a man. That helps me grow as a man. That defines me as not a boy, but a man. You know what I'm saying? So my daughter has allowed me to understand the definition of who I am. You know, I was 54 years old and had my first child. You know, I didn't see it coming, you know. So I'm at the greatest time of my life right now. You know, I just pray and hope. I'm trying to eat right and do everything right, that I can just see my baby graduate. And my thing is just to, like I said, give her more options than I ever dreamed of, spend time with her, you know, and shape and mold her, you know, and let her know that I ain't no baby dad. I'm your father.
There you go.
You know, I ain't no baby dad. I'm a father, you know, and I'm proud to say that, man. You know, and I keep strong men around me so I can learn how to be a father, you know, and it's the greatest gift I ever received and a man can ever receive. I don't understand how no man can walk away from his children, but I'm not here to judge nobody. My hope in making this documentary is that I can light the fire in some brother or some sister who have abandoned their children and go back and reunite with their children, because I truly believe, like Brother George said, this is the cure to the lost generation. Our children are not lost out here. They just don't have no guidance and they feel abandoned. You know what I'm saying? So being us men stepping up and going back and holler at them, listening to their pain and quit trying to preach to them and all that, listen to their pain, because we dealing with crack grandbabies right now. It was children that were born in the crack era, but them children had babies. And them are the children that's of right now. Can you imagine what they saw? And a child that was a crack baby, foster care went up in the black community when crack came, because it took the woman out the household. The man came out the household when men came back from Vietnam with the heroin. In the 80s, mid-80s, they put the crack in there to take the woman out the household. So foster care and adoption rate went up in the community, in the Arab community, like never before. This left our children full of anger, full of pain, and full of abandonment. Now that child, when they turn 18, they can go and get in this world. I forgot what you call it, emancipation or whatever. When you're 18, then they can go and fend for themselves. The ones that was in foster care, so they fending for themselves. So they gonna go have a baby because they don't want to be alone. But they still full of pain, hurt, and abandonment. So what can they give that child? Now that child is the one we dealing with right now, that's 16, 17. You see what I'm saying? So I think, this is just my opinion, by shining a light on the importance of embracing fatherhood and the joy that comes with the journey, I think this can be the end of our lost generation. You know what I'm saying? So my goal is, first of all, salute all the single moms who've been holding the hood down nationwide. Sister, I don't know where we would be without y'all sisters. I don't know where we would be. You've been the mama, the daddy, the security, the cook, the cleaner. You've been everything, queen. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all y'all. I know, like Proc said, you are appreciated. You understand what I'm saying?
And sometimes, brother, we don't give them their just due.
No doubt. They've been holding us down.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they humbly receive it.
Yeah.
But, you know, we don't give them props.
No doubt.
You know, as much as they deserve it.
No doubt. So that's the elements I truly want to cover. No doubt, I want to cover that in this documentary. Is salute the sisters, but also we want to put a light on the plot and ploy of the U.S. government to run the black and brown and yellow men out the household, because a sister can't get Section 8 if a man staying with her. And so that what that does, that allows them to start the recruitment of the prison industrial complex in middle school. Because if the sister can't have a man there, then she got to fend for herself. And 9 times out of 10, while she at work trying to pay the bills, a 12 or 13-year-old is left to make his own choices, which come from consequences. And a lot of times when you are adolescent, you make the wrong choices. Most gang members come from single-parent homes. You know what I'm saying? So all that does is start the recruitment of the prison industrial complex in middle school, man. So it's all a plot and ploy of the government to run the black, brown, and yellow man up out of the households. And it's systematically been going on. So, you know, that's what the documentary is about, me and my daughter, and I'm hoping to make people smile and understand the joy they see in me as I interact with Zephaniah. We shouting out the single mothers, and we also putting a light on the government and what they up to.
Tell us again, what does Zephaniah stand for in the Bible?
Zephaniah stands for God's treasure. It's the 36th book in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It was very important to me that I could let my daughter know she has a direct connect with God, and by her name.
So here is one of the music clips from the documentary right here on KPOO.
I'm in love with Zephaniah. She's my baby girl, favorite girl in this world. I love you with all my heart. You are my gift from God. You're the best part of me. You're the branch of my tree. You are my legacy. Yeah, yeah.
The greatest gift I ever been given was my daughter. I can't think of a better way to spend the rest of my life than to raise and watch her grow. I thank God for every day I get to spend with her. I'ma cherish every one of the moments. Sometimes it feels like I'm dreaming when I hold her. It's a blessing to see her get older. Wow.
You know what to look for and everything. It's a silent killer.
Right.
It's a silent killer. Well, it's time for me to send out shouts to people who listen to KPOO, Give Life, Save Life Radio with Brother Keith. I want to say hello to Cuddy, my African buddy up there in Stockton, California. Brothers for Change over there, Dog Patch. I will be seeing you in a few minutes. Thank you so much for holding it down. We got the sisters over there, the city, county in San Francisco. Thank you, 3 divas that are listening to KPOO.com. And of course, we got Barbara over there in Sausalito. She's on a sailboat. Believe it or not, listening to KPOO. Here's Brother Side of Darkness right here on Give Life, Save Life Radio.